Peristalsis of the intestine is related with the autonomous nervous system, whereas knee-jerk response, pupillary reflex, and swallowing of food are related to reflex action. Abducens or abducent nerve is a cranial nerve which originates from the ventral surface of medulla oblongata. It is a motor nerve and controls the movements of the eyeball. Hence, if abducens nerve is injured in a man, movement of eyeball will be affected. The autonomous nervous system regulates the secretion of glands, whereas the glands do not regulate the nervous system. Bowman's glands, olfactory glands, occur below the olfactory epithelia. Their ducts open on the olfactory epithelial surface. These glands secrete watery mucus to protect and keep the epithelium moist. Bowman's glands are located in the olfactory epithelium of our nose. The cytoplasm immediately surrounding the nucleus is loaded with protein synthetic machinery and is called a perikaryon. Dendrites are usually shorter, tapering, and much branched process, which may be one to several. These two are only present in nervous cells. When the set point of hypothalamus is disturbed by high temperature, it stimulates vasodilation and sweating, while in low temperature there is a vasoconstriction and shearing. Cornea transplant in humans is almost nerve rejected. This is because it has no blood supply. Cornea is a transparent layer of tissue continuous with the sclerotic that forms the front part of the vertebrae over the iris and lens. Once the event of depolarization have occurred, a nerve impulse or spike is initiated. Action potential is another name of nerve impulse. It lasts about 1 milliseconds. The stimulated negatively charged point on the outside of the membrane sends out an electrical current to the positive point. Mm, This local current causes the adjacent inner part of the membrane to the reverse its potential from minus 70 MV to plus 30 MV. The reversal repeats itself over and over until the nerve impulse is conducted to the length of the neuron. Rod cells is a type of light sensitive receptor cell present in the retina of vertebrates. Rod contains the pigment rhodopsin and are essential for vision in dim light. Cone cells is a type of light sensitive receptor cell found in retinas of all diurnal vertebrates. Cones are specialized to transmit information about color and are responsible for the visual acuity of the eye. They function best in bright light. During the nerve impulse, when a stimulus of adequate strength is applied to a polarized membrane, the permeability of the membrane to sodium plus is increased at the point of stimulation. As a result, the sodium ion channels permit the influx of sodium plus Na plus by diffusion into the intracellular fluid from the extracellular fluid. In human brain, hypothalamus is a center for hunger, thirst, sweating, sleep, fatigue, temperature, anger, pleasure, love, hate, and satisfaction. Medulla oblongata is the center of heartbeat, respiration, digestion, blood pressure, involuntary functions, and urination. Cerebellum regulates posture and balance. Cerebrum is the center for intelligence, emotion, willpower, memory, consciousness, and imagination, etc. Alzheimer's disease is a neurological disease characterized by progressive loss of intellectual ability. The disease, which is named after German physician Alois Alzheimer, 1964 to 1915 is associated with a general shrinkage of the brain tissue with a deposit of beta amyloid protein and abnormal filaments composed of tau protein in the brain. Changes in the neurotransmitter systems within the brain that include a loss in the activity of cholinergic neurons releasing acetylcholine. Hypothalamus is the part of the sides and floor of the brain derived from the forebrain. It lies at the base of thalamus. The hypothalamus contains a number of centers which control body temperature, urge for eating and drinking. It also contains several groups of neurosecretory cells which secrete hormones called hypothalamic hormones. There are two types of photoreceptor cells of retina, namely rods and cones. So the rods contain a purplish red protein called a rhodospin or visual purple, which contains a derivative of vitamin A. Cones contains transducin. When a neuron is not conducting any impulse, that means resisting, the axonal membrane is comparatively more permeable to potassium ions K plus and nearly impermeable to sodium ions Na plus. The hindbrain generally has its anterior roof enlarged to form a pair of cerebellar hemisphere. Its floor is thickened to form the bone anteriorly and the medulla oblongata posteriorly. Vestibular apparatus is a part of inner ear which is located above the cochlea. It consists of three semicircular canals which detect movements of the head and the utriculus and sacculus which detect the position of head. It does not play any role in the hearing but is responsible for maintaining the balance of the body and posture that's necessary. Stimulation of a muscle fiber by motor neurons occurs at a neuromuscular junction, the area of contact between a nerve and a muscle fiber. It is also called motor end plane. At a neuromuscular junction, a neuron activates a muscle to contract during the excitation contraction coupling of vertebrate skeletal muscle.